Hey everybody! So now that I've had a chance to recuperate from the delay of early access that we found out about the other day, I'm ready to sit down and check out Larian Studios' video about love in the Forgotten Realms and how relationships might work in Baldur's Gate 3. So I hope you sit back and enjoy this video with me as we check it out together. Alright, here we go. Let's see what Larian Studios has to say about relationships and romance in Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. Guy putting makeup on. Cute dog. Oh, someone's hiding in that barrel. Sven in armor. Brains! Hey Sven, I'm so glad you got our email about wearing armor for the video today.
I can't believe it's Brains again.
What video?
I guess I know who's responsible for dinner tonight.
Well, what's wrong with Brains, Sven?
I don't know. I mean, like, Brains yesterday, the day before that, ever since we started on this project, Brains.
I didn't even want to eat brains in the first place, let alone this many times. Even a dog is starting.
Gotta love a job where you can dress up and shoot videos. And I'm not sure if that castle in the background is our actual studio, but I think it is, which is also super cool.
I'm not trusting you anymore with the responsibility of finding food for our party. It's over.
Well, you knew I was a rogue. You can never trust me.
Speaking of trust, this brings us seamlessly to the theme of our community update today. Today we're going to be talking about romance and relationships in Baldur's Gate 3 and building up trust in your party. And joining me to explain you how we do things in
you.
Sarah Baylis, our lead writer, and Jason Latino, our cinematic director. We did a big interview with them, so I suggest we have a look at what they have to say.
For example, you have someone like Gale who needs to consume magical artifacts in order to survive. He's got this...
What? He needs a what?
I don't think I'm supposed to say that. Never mind, that's a spoiler.
I really thought Gale was an idiot already, but Jesus!
When you meet the characters in this game, they're not just sitting there waiting for the player character to happen upon them, really. They have their own motivations, their own reason to be there, their own history, and when the player meets them, they have an opportunity to form a party that has a shared goal.
And we've seen that in both Divinity 1 and 2.
So the group that we're traveling with, under normal circumstances, would never ever have anything in common, have any reason to travel together. You have a Githyanki warrior, you have a folk hero, the Blade of Frontiers, you have a cleric of Shar, you have a wizard that wants nothing more than to be in his tower studying wizardly
Folk
things.
hero. Don't remember that in his
Forced
description.
into this situation where their best chance of survival is going to be to rely on each other. But that doesn't change the fact that under normal circumstances, they've got next to nothing in common. And the question is going to be, is this shared goal going to be enough to keep them together, or are their differences going to tear them apart?
A sharp tongue, elf. Would that your mind...
Wonder how severe that trust meter is going to be between the party members to keep them together.
These extremely different people who would normally never be associated or have a group together, there's going to be plenty of conflict, particularly at your camp when they have a moment to reflect on what's been happening, what decisions you've made that might have favored one of your fellow travelers over another. That's all going to kind of come to a head at some point.
Kind of reminds me of the Dragon Age games have that kind of mechanic.
Might not survive a particular conflict depending on how you decide to settle it. The relationships that you have with your companions are not solely defined by the specific things you say to them in a one-on-one conversation. If I'm traveling with Shadowheart, she's always going to be observing the decisions that I'm making, who I choose to fight, who I choose to spare. So everyone in your party is always going to be watching you, seeing how you interact, and forming their own judgments about you based on that.
I think it's not true for Shadowheart, that's true for all the characters.
That as you're going through your adventure, you can always kind of get your bearings, talk to the people you've been traveling with, have a moment to reflect on everything that's been happening. And in these kind of quiet moments are where the conflict comes to the top. You have a moment of silence and safety, and it's going to bubble up there. Not only conflict as well, you might have a relationship developing.
Yeah, here's the
with
romance
someone that
stuff.
you're traveling with. And in this kind of quiet moment around the campfire is when you're going to have a chance to explore that and get to know them a bit better, or maybe they'll come to you and say they've been noticing you or really impressed by something you've done. And the camp is the
Love the people in the kitchen in the background like, hey, we're filming a video
I
here.
want you to know that I like what I see. In short, I've grown to trust you.
So we put a lot of time and effort into making our companions and origin characters as kind of nuanced as possible, but at the end of the day, this remains a D&D game, and the most important character in a game of D&D is you, the player, who you want to be, what kind of character you want to create. And we tried really hard to make sure that a customized character is not missing out on anything in the game world. They still have layers to discover about themselves and mysteries to unfold.
That's cool, because I was kind of worried that if you made a customized character, like I was talking about in my other video, how much you might miss out on if you didn't have all origin characters.
So with Dungeons & Dragons, we're all telling a story together. Part of telling a three-dimensional story is romance. So what we have to look at is the scenes that the writers are giving us.
Okay, guys, we're shooting all the sex scenes at the motion capture video stuff today, so
and stories that the players can tell, and the romance options, and make that all
put your silky suits on
and make that feel authentic to the player.
You know who I never thought I'd find myself caring for?
Here we have like Shadowheart and the player getting to know each other over a bottle of wine while they watch the stars come out over the skies of Faerun. This is something that it's not written explicitly into the script, but it's something that the writers allow us to adapt into cutscenes and figure out how we can arrange the characters so they're closer to each other. When are they looking at each other? When are they looking away from each other? When are they staring into their bottle of wine, wondering what to say next? When are they fumbling for words? This is something that comes up with you when you have a dialogue UI, and it's analogous to getting to know somebody for the first time and choosing your next words wisely. Because in a game like this, what you say dictates what these relationships can turn into, how far can they go, how much do you learn about these characters, and just generally what shape a relationship is going to take.
I must admit,
and you got to consider that if they film those things, like you saw that was those Shadowheart and Asterion in the background, but they had to film capture scenes for every combination of characters that exist in the game, which is amazing.
In order to figure out...
and if you want to know if there's going to be nudity in the game, that little black box told us everything.
In the camera, what needs to be
if that matters to you.
Data, as well as letting the actors know how we're going to use that data.
Witcher 3 kind of crossed that barrier a while back, but I'm glad that they didn't pull any punches that way and tried to make it as realistic for a mature audience as these games should be.
All these different sizes, action scenes, romance scenes, they all have to work for whatever the player chose as their race. We have to consistently honor their choices. We have to say, it's just like, no, you're a halfling hero. There's no problem that's too big for you. No matter who you are, no matter what story you're telling, romance can be a big part of your journey, and we're here to make that feel real.
That's cool.
And there you have it. Now, just like the characters that Jason and Sarah are trying to bring to life are looking for a way of getting rid of the tadpole that's going to turn them into mind flayers, we at Larian Studios are working very hard trying to get that early access version in your hands.
You can see my video about that.
Succeed of getting rid of Ceramorphosis and everything that entails, we don't know. What we do know is that we are about ready, and it should be in your hands.
But not ready yet.
Very soon. And with that said, this is
not soon enough,
community
at least for me.
Before the early access release. So thank you very much for watching. See you very, very soon. We can't wait to hear what you think of Baldur's Gate 3, and I look very much forward to hearing all of your feedback. Take care, everybody. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So that's it. That's relationships and romance in Baldur's Gate 3. Super looking forward to it, and we'll be doing that 12-hour live stream the day it goes live, so follow me for that. Hope you like these videos. If you did, hit like, subscribe, or comment below, and we'll be back with you soon. Thanks for checking this video out, and have a good one.